All right, y'all. You ready for this? We are going into Leviticus. And the Lord's going to reveal some things, right? Because this is still part of His Word. And I am so grateful that this is not still where we are. Every time I read in the Old Testament about the details of how things had to be done and how people could not approach God, my heart just is grateful all over again. So, Leviticus 16, and the heading in my Bible is actually called the Day of Atonement. Okay? The Day of Atonement. After the death of Aaron's two sons. Now, Aaron was Moses' brother, and God established Aaron as the priest or the high priest. And so that his tribe was the Levites. And after the death of Aaron's two sons, when they drew near before the Lord and offered false fire and died. That is in Leviticus 10, 1 and 2. We can read that. That was Nadab and Abihu. 10, 1 and 2. They were Aaron's sons. Two of his sons. And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, each took his censer and put fire in it, and put incense on it, and offered strange and unholy fire before the Lord, as he had not commanded them. And there came forth fire from before the Lord, and killed them, and they died before the Lord. So, after they died, because of doing it the wrong way, right? That's what happened. Chapter 16, verse 2. The Lord says to Moses, "Tell Aaron, your brother, he must not come at all times into the Holy of Holies within the veil before the mercy seat upon the ark, lest he die, for I will appear in the cloud on the mercy seat." So God gave very, very explicit instructions of how to build the temple where he could have a place to meet with his people. So in the temple, you had the outer court, you had the inner court. The Holy of Holies, that's where the presence of God dwelled. In the Holy of Holies was the Ark of the Covenant. Now, I don't know if any of you remember that. We may dig into that a little bit later on. But that was a box which God gave, again, very specific instructions. It was made of acacia wood, covered in gold, with rings, poles went through it. And then God told them exactly what to put in the Ark of the Covenant. It contained Aaron's budding staff. If you remember when the children of Israel were released from captivity, that's how God appointed Aaron as high priest, is all of the men that wanted to be high priest had their staffs, and God said the one in the morning that has the buds on it, and it was almond buds. So the budding staff of Aaron, the tablets of the 10 Commandments, and there was something else in there. I'll find that chapter and read it, because I have read it in the last couple of days, just refreshing myself. But that Ark of the Covenant, that Ark of remembrances of God coming through from the children of Israel. And the Lord said to Moses, "Tell Aaron your brother he must not come at all times into the Holy of Holies within the veil before the mercy seat upon the ark." Then on the top of the Ark of the Covenant, there was the mercy seat, which, excuse me, is a earthly replica of the mercy seat of God in heaven. And so he told Aaron not to come into the Holy of Holies within the veil before the mercy seat, lest he die, because God says, I'm going to appear in the cloud on the mercy seat. But Aaron shall come into the holy enclosure in this way with a young bull for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. So this is where God begins to detail the offerings. And we will pick up here tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.